peeps, and Happy New Year to everybody. Let's hope 2025 turns out to be a good year for all of us. Right, I'm going to do an A5 card today. Got my A5 card prepared. And I'm going to try something using the gel press and Airless Misters inks, which is the pink ink one I'm going to use. It's a chalk mister. So I'm going to combine this ink with some of the Lavinia Elements. So what I'm planning to do is, let me just get all my bits and bobs sorted out. I'm going to be using some stamps afterwards. Once I've got my background made on me jelly press, I shall do some stamping. Just a mixture of Lavinia stamps I've got there. My brayer. I will be using some VersaFine Clairs afterwards. Obviously the Nocturne. I've got a nice bluebell, and the Fantasia for a nice purpley shade. That's them ones. Now I'm going to be using my heart stencil as well. This is one of the latest ones. I've not used this one yet, so I'm going to give this one a little bit of a play. And instead of using the stencil itself this time, I'm going to use the masks. I've showed you plenty of times with the stencils, but I very rarely use the masks. So these are what I'm going to be using, and they go together like that to make like a twin. Okay, so let's just put them to one side for a moment. Now I've got an A4 piece of watercolour paper here, watercolour card, 300 GSM for now. What I'll do once I've got my print, I will cut it down to the size I want it to fit my card. 13.5 by 19.5, hopefully. And like I say, these Airless Misters, let's give that nozzle a bit of a wipe to make sure it will spray. It dried it there. I left it to dry off last time, I think. Needs a good shake to start with. Again, these are not, they don't work with a tube going through. It's a pump. There's a piece inside that goes up that forces everything up, so you can use these upside down. You can spray whichever direction you want and you're not going to have problems. But you do, being a chalk mister, being a chalk paint, you do need to give it a good shake. So I'll give that a good shake while I'm telling you now. And I've got two Lavinia Elements inks here, and we've got confetti and we've got mulberry. So what I'm aiming to do is to colour these two heart pieces first with the lighter colour and put them face down onto my jelly press, and then I want to go over with the dark colour with the brayer. Peel the hearts off, and then we'll see where it goes, and then you'll understand as I go along. I've got the gel press ready. I've got it in a lid of a box, of a plastic box, so that I don't get paint all over the place, hopefully. Right, that should be alright. I'll give it another shake when I come to use it. We should be good to go. Right, so what I'm going to do, like I say, there's my A4 gel press. It's all nice and clean, ready to go. So what I wanted to do was, right, first of all, using the confetti colour from the Lavinia Elements, I want to brayer. Right, let me think where I want these hearts to be. I think I'm going to do them that way round. So I need to do the back of them. So if you can you see where I'm at? I ain't got enough table room here. There's my heart pieces, and there's my Lavinia confetti and my brayer. So I'm just going to load up my brayer, and I'm just going to ink over these two heart pieces. Going on down brilliantly, but I think it will be okay. I'm still going to get the effect I'm after, I think. Right, so let's just put the braid to one side, lid onto that. So now I want to place these in here, but the wrong way up. So if I just use my tweezers just to lift that. So I'm going to place it, I'm going to place that one there. Try and get them kind of central. I'm just going to plonk that down there like that. Try and get all the air out of it. And try and get it, the ink to the edges at least. Now the second part. Oops, very fiddly. Try and hold it in a place where you can without your hands sliding up it. I think that needs to go about there. Press that down. Right, let me just clean up my table so I don't get ink all over my sleeves. I can bring this back into view now. Right, so I've got them pushed down. I'm going to go over them again with the brayer, just to make sure they are down. Very gently. Doesn't matter if there's air bubbles underneath, it'll all play a part of the effect anyway. Right, so now what I want to do is use the Lavinia Elements Mulberry, because this is quite a dark colour, so I don't want to overload my brush, my brayer. But obviously I need to get enough ink to spread. So now I'm just going to go over the whole lot. And it's the action I'm using with using the brayer is to roll and lift, roll and lift, roll and lift. If you keep going backwards and forwards, you get a lot of lines. So you roll and you lift. Very, very gentle. I'm only going over very, very gently. If you press down too hard, you will definitely get lines. Right, okay, I think that's as much as I really need of that. Now, while the hearts are still in place, I'm going to spray a little bit of this blue, just a little bit here and there. This is all just to get some background colour. That should be good to go, because I've been shaking it beforehand as well. Right, so. Right. I'm going to try and hold it upwards so I don't spray it all over everywhere. So, a little bit of blue here and there. Just going to mix it anyway, because they're both water-based inks. Okay. I might have overdone it a little bit there, might have it too wet. And I've got a fan brush and I've got some water here, and I'm going to flick a bit of water here and there. I think I might have this a bit too wet, but we'll see where it goes. Right, now I need to remove those hearts. So this is the trickiest bit, because this is where everything goes underneath and makes a mess. Hopefully it won't. So just plonk that down there. And plonk that down there. So I've got my piece of paper. I'm now going to place that on top of there. See what we get. I'll use my brayer on top as well now, just to A, clean my brayer off, and B, I'll make sure I've got everything. Okay, so let's, oh, you know what, I didn't forget, I forgot to take, did I take the hearts off? Oh, I did. Oh, I thought for a minute I forgot to take the hearts off. Right, so that's my background. Oh, not too bad, not as nice an edge as I wanted around the hearts, but we can probably do something with that with blending ink. Not as many splats as I wanted to show up either on there, so what I'm going to do is just move that out of the way and make sure this is clean. Right, I'm going to add some more water splats, but I'm going to do them where I wanted them to show and try and lift the colour out. I've got some kitchen paper in there, I'll use that. Let's see if I can lift some of that colour out with doing it this way. There you go. I wanted it to be kind of speckly. I wanted it to have a bit more speckle than I thought. Probably went a bit too heavy with the blue, to be honest. So now I've got some speckles. Let's have a few more. Let's lift that out. Bear in mind, most of this is going to get cut off. It does seem like a waste, and I wouldn't normally waste this much. I'd normally do half a piece, but as I'm just taking a chance and didn't really know how this was going to come out, I thought, well, use a full piece just to be sure. I think I've blotted all them out of the way. Yep. Right, so get my paper trim up. I want these to be 13.5 by 19.5, so let's see if I can get my 13.5 by 19.5 without cutting too much off. Probably do by 19 actually. Yeah, I've got a bit too far on that side. Never mind, I was saying I'm going to go 19 then. No, I'm going to go 19.5. Doesn't matter if it's a bit more that side. That, perhaps use that piece maybe, make a bookmark out of it, who knows. And the same with these pieces as well, right, not too close to the edge. It must be 13.5, so I need it to go there. Right, so that's them cut down. I would like it to be drier than this, but I don't really want to use, got a bit of a fluffy edge there, I didn't cut that very well, did I? There you go, I didn't pull me what's it close enough. Right, so that's the kind of effect I was after. It's pretty, the speckles, nice mottled effect. I think as well I will round off these corners. Because I quite like my corners rounded off, especially as I'm not going to do a matte. I'm just going to put this straight on, this will go straight onto the card as is, because it's dark enough, it's not really going to need a matte. And because the stencil is quite big, when I put these in the shop, well, they're in the shop, but if I get any orders for these hearts, I shall cut them slightly smaller, so you've got a bit more room to play with. Right, so that's what we've got. I'm going to give it a little bit of a blast with the heat. I don't like doing it because it does make your paper crumple up. But the hearts are going to need to be dry because going to be stamping on those. That'll do. I think that will do. And then once I've stamped it all out, that will go straight onto the card base like that. I don't think it needs another layer. It's enough as it's enough on its own, I think. Right, so that's, yeah, I reckon that's dry enough. So the stamps, I wanted to do it. I was going to try and find a nice loving couple to put on here, but I did that on the last one I did, the last art one I did. So I'm going to use the animals instead. But what I'm thinking is to put some of these berries, if I can place it well enough. I've got blue ink all over my hand, I can get rid of that. Place the berries. This one might be a bit too big. Yeah, it is a bit really. Around the edge of that heart. That's why I say it don't really matter about the edges being rough. Let's try the smaller size. That will go there quite nicely. Right, okay. I think I'm going to use the platform for this, I think. Get all my rubbish out of the way, give myself some room. And I want that to go around there, and it will also overlap onto the other one, but that's fine. And I want to stamp these berries in blue. Which is the bluebell. I think that could be a dark enough shade. So just ink that up. Put them down there. Yes, I think I quite like that. Clean in between because placement might be awkward. You could go from there to there and miss out that bit. Right, so if I want to miss any off, what I tend to do is mark it with my white pen. I don't want to ink that bottom stalk. So I mark it with my white pen to remind myself don't ink that. And actually, I think I'm going to have to turn that around as well, because I'm going to go off the edge and then it won't stamp at all. Okay. You see how I've put the mark, you can see it through the rubber, so I know not to stamp that part, because I'm not going to be needing it. And it's going to be a case of jiggle this piece around until I've got what I want with it. And keep cleaning it in between goes. Wipe off the white ink as well. Right, let's have another go with this big one. And I don't know if that's going to be. Let's move that away from the edge. I can't really spread this one out. Okay, I don't need to go right to the bottom. I'm going to do that to there like that then. I'm going to go there to there. Okay, it's going to, yeah, it's going to take up a bit of room, but I think it will look nice. Of course, overlapping really doesn't matter because branches and bushes do overlap each other, so you can see now why I said it didn't matter about the edges being a bit rough. I think I got my background a bit too wet, wetter than I really wanted, to be honest. Now this side, this one can go, I think we just need that little bit there. Or perhaps a thicker bit maybe. There to there, right, so I don't need anything past that. Or I don't need that. So I just need that section in between the two white lines inking up. I just find this the easiest way of doing it. I mean, some people would perhaps put a piece of paper in the way to stop it from overlapping. I just find it easier doing it this way. It's just my way of doing it. You will all find your own way, I dare say. So I'm just building that up till I've got a nice outline around this heart. Now I need a bit to go around there, and I think this one's going to be too... Oh, actually that fits that curve really well, doesn't it? That does fit that curve really well. Ah, spot on. Right, okay. I'll link that whole piece up. And I think you've still got the shape of the heart there. You can still see that there's a heart shape there. Like that. And then I'm going to do the same again around the other heart. Maybe I should have used a different flourish around the other one. Not sure what though. Right, let's have a look. Move across this way now. So this time I'm moving this way, so I've still got that shape like I did with the other one. So I can put that there. That busy branch to go on that white line. Pull it down a little bit to there. Busy branch on that white line because it'll fill that white line in. And not to go to the tip, to the very tip. I think that just there will do it nicely. Actually, I will go to the tip, it will. The tip of the stamp I am talking about. There you go. Time to soak in a little bit. There you go. I know it's not looking like very much at the moment, but it will when I think it will when it's done. Now this one, yeah, that's going to be a bit too bushy around there, I think. So back to the little one again. The little one can go. That just about fits that shape. If I can get it on the platform and then squeeze it in a little bit. I'm not really sure how else I can do this one. Right, I'll do it to there and there. I'm going to draw a line here, cut that piece off. Ink that up. Just a case of keep moving it and building it around until you've got what you want. Wipe off the white ink. Right, so the next bit will go here, here to here. Cut off that bit. Don't want that stalk on it. A bit tedious. This is more tedious than I was expecting it to be. I do apologise for that. The thing with these projects is you get an idea in your head and you think, oh, that won't be too long, that won't take too long. Before you know it, an hour's gone by. It can go on there like that, and I've just got a little gap there to fill in now, so I think I'll use that section there and I will cut it off. Perhaps not actually. That section there then I think might be better. Yeah, that section there, cut off there. And there. So that mid section there. Good old white pen comes in so handy for so many things. So let's ink that middle section again. I just ink it all over and then wipe off what I don't need. I think that's about it for my blue. Where did I put my lid? So I don't need that bit there. So let's just stamp that in place. There you go. So we've got some foliage around the outside of the hearts now. At least that's something. And that can go back on there. Okay, that's that one done. I'll move that out of the way. Right, let's take this off here because I don't want that on here now. I'll do the rest by hand with a small platform. Right, so now I'm debating, and what I want to do is I want to have Tilly and Tango dancing with the words love above. I want to put them there and there, there and there. Like that. But I also want these bunnies to be little lovey bunnies. These are going to go together there like that, little lovey bunnies. And I'm putting the mice here because they're about the same size as the rabbits, so the perspective is going to be wrong. So I'm putting the rabbits further back and Tilly and Tango to the forefront. So that, yeah, I think that's my placement for those. Okay, so we'll start with Tilly and Tango then. mischievous little mices, mischievous little dancing mices. And I'm going to do these in silhouette. And I'm going to put them here, dancing within the heart. Don't know which one's which. I don't know who's Tilly and who's Tango, but it matters not. Let that soak up, and there we go. I do think these mice are really cute. There's a couple more as well playing instruments, which are also really cute. Don't have them ones. Right. Ink up the other mouse, and I'm going to do it so their hands join, so it looks like they are dancing together. I think I've about got that in place. Might be slightly off, but it matters not. There. So there's my little mices, Tilly and Tango. And then my little bunnies. I'm going to do this one first. I think this is the girly one because she looks like she's shy. I'm going to put her here. Yeah, that's about in the right place. That's about where I want her to be. Oh, I've made a mess of that, haven't I? Put too much ink on that one. I don't want it round the outside of the stamp, because otherwise if it stamps onto my paper it will look hideous. That's better. I'm going to put her here. Like so. And we'll have him snuggling up next to her. Their little faces together, like so. I was going to use some other rabbits, but they were a bit too big for the heart. I say rabbits, they're not rabbits, they're hares, but you know what I mean. Okay, so little lovey bunnies. It's them done. It's them in place. I think I might put a little bit of foliage around them. I've got out my all-time favourite, which, as I've said before, I get told off occasionally for using all the time, but I can't help it. It's a lovely stamp, and I think it's probably my most used Lavinia stamp at all. Right, so I'm using a purple for these. I don't want it to go outside the edge of that, so it doesn't matter if it overlaps the heart, so I'm not worried about that. And it will overlap the buns, the bunny bun buns, slightly. So So they look like they're right among the flowers. Like that. I think we could perhaps do a bit where Tilly and Tango are as well, but we won't have quite so much where they are. Just have the odd bits. Like that. And then I wanted to stamp the words love I should say the word love, not words. Love, because this being 2 hearts, it could be for anything. Anniversary, wedding, the 2 hearts, anniversary, wedding, Valentine's, you name it. It's a good one for all kinds. And if I want to stamp love just there, yeah, I think that's about right. Do that in black. Maybe I should have that up there. No, I'm going to have it there. Right there. Like that. That O looks faded, but I think that's where it's meant to look. Yeah. It is on the picture. Yeah, it is on the picture as well. Okay, that's good then. And then last but not least, I've got some little fairy charms. Fairy charms, which I could have. I'm just going to hang one down there like that, little love heart one, and I think I will stamp that in this deep mulberry colour. I think it should work as a stamp. Ooh, don't like how that's gone over the edge. Oh, and I forgot about that as well, using Lavinia elements on your stamps, it does tend to stain them, but never mind. Right, okay, and have that hanging down from there above the 2 buns. Buns there, little hearts. I think I might have that hanging down in a couple of other places as well. I'm going to put it here. Hello, cat. There you go. So I'm going to finish off now. Yeah, that really does badly stain your stamps, that stuff. Give it a good clean if you use that on your stamps, because it will, the elements will stain your stamps. And the Nocturne, the Versifying Clairs don't tend to stain your stamps like the elements do. Right, so that's got my basics all in place. So you can see they've got your lovely two little hearts there, and lovely two little couples having a good time. And now I'm going to put a little bit of highlight here and there, a little bit on the hearts, and I'm going to do some highlights in some of these flowers heads, because it will show them that it's overlapping the bunnies, so it doesn't look like, so it looks like they're kind of hiding behind the flowers. And it looks like you've got light as well then on your flowers. Just something I've always tended to do with these. Like so. So you can see where I've gone with that. Just brings it all to life. You see where I've put the white dots on the flowers as opposed to nothing on them ones, to the white dots on there. It just brings the flowers alive a bit more. So I'll do the same on these ones. There's only a few where Tilly and Tango are. Most of which are behind them. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of highlight on them. Celebrating their love. For each other. There you go. And the same with the buns. The bunnies. Fluffy tails in between the flowers there. So you see I've got some highlights on them now. And I think we're about there with them. I'm not sure what else I can do with that, other than to stick it onto the card. I've got my Cosmic Shimmer acrylic glue. Nice strong glue. Pull that bit out there. Let's try that again then, shall I? There it is. Make sure I put enough on, because this card's slightly buckled from the heat, and put plenty of glue on so it doesn't raise in any areas. Try not to smear it onto my card as well, because I've got this pinky coloured ink on the back. Be careful of that, because if it smears out it's going to show. It's a bit hefty there, so I'll wipe that off. A bit on that corner as well, because I don't want it to squeeze out. And put pink onto my card. Now I'm upside down. Don't want an Australian card. I want a nice even one. Not done yet. Just thought I'd stick that down first, because I'm going to use glitter pens, and if I rub over glitter pens it just rubs the glitter everywhere instead of being where it's meant to be. Okay, that's that on there. You can see the details. And now I'm going to go, I'm going to find a nice blue. Is that, what's that? Blue and gold. Bit of scrap. Yeah, a nice dark blue. And I'm going to go over some of these berries. The cat's looking to jump on my desk. I can see her. I can see you. And there she is. Come on, out of the way. Good girl. Hello. Hey. Yeah, you come to say hello, have you? You cheek. You put your foot in some ink, haven't you, or something? Pink paws. Oh, you little beggar. Where I put those hearts face down with the ink on, I put them to one side and she's face up, and she stood on them. And she's got pink paws now. As you can see, pink paw prints appearing all over my desk. You silly cat, yeah. Silly cat. Yeah. What you got to say for yourself? Hey, what you got to say for yourself, pink paws? Look at this. That's what she stood on. You can see the paw prints. Little perish, aren't you? Yes. Let Mummy do her work. And I'll give you a fuss in a minute. We'll get you some food. Good girl. So I'm just putting in some of the little berries on these trees because they don't stand out too well. And this blue is nice because it's got gold in it as well, so it gives it a nice hint of gold shimmer on top of the blue. I do love these pens. They're great pens. These are the Pentel dual metallics, so they're metallic but they've got glitter in as well as the metallic, so you know, double whammy with these. Are lovely. And they keep coming out with new colours and things, so I keep looking out for new ones. If I've missed any anywhere on that one. That's loads on here. These ones have got no colour in them at all, and I don't want to do them all white, so I'm just going to go over them in the blue as well as the dark ones. I just think it looks nice, so it stands out more. I'm only doing a rough spot of colour in them, nothing perfect, just whizzing a circle around each berry. It fills it in, it's enough to fill it in. There we go. It's better than just leaving them open berries. They just look wrong. Can't see them ones down there because the lavender's on them anyway now, so. You can see the odd ones here and there. There's a few there. Top of the lavender. Bring me now, cat. She don't like being left out of anything. She likes the attention. You getting down then? No, because I'm going to sit right here. Never been a cat person, per se. I love all animals, but I've always, you know, had dogs. But she decided to move herself in, and hey presto, I've got a cat. So I'm still learning about cats. She has some very funny habits. Yeah, don't you? Come on, you're blocking my viewers. Oi, come on, up it. Nobody wants to see your butt, thank you very much. Little scoundrel. Right, we're done, I think. And just as well, as soon as this little visitor's pestering. Right then, so there we go. So you can see that lovely sparkle all on them berries. It's pretty pretty. So there's my last but not least of my last lot of stencils. The twin hearts. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Sorry if it dragged a bit long. It did take me longer than I expected it to, but I think that's turned out really pretty. I'm pleased with that. And it's, again, rather than using the stencil itself, this time I've used the masks, which I don't do an awful lot of. So yeah, quite enjoyed doing something different. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye bye.